And they're questions that we've had basically since the dawn of time. We've been studying these things for thousands and thousands of years, and nobody's come up with infallible answers. There's other theories to knowledge that I've mentioned, there's adaptations on the theory of knowledge that I discussed, which add things to justification, like no defeaters and that type of thing, or that your justification must relate to the knowledge in some sense. And there's other things that people are adding to it, but even those have had holes come across, and nobody's really come across with a solid theory for knowledge yet, which has raised some questions about whether it can be defined in the way we're trying to define it. Maybe it's not made up of components. Maybe it is in itself a base level component, a base level thing. So the reason why I haven't come to many sort of conclusions throughout this talk, and the reason why I'd be hesitant to in my job, is that these are extremely hard questions and they're much, much bigger than testing. What a product owner is, or a product manager is asking me, unbeknownst to him, is a huge question. But we do need to be pragmatic, and so therefore we need to do some satisficing. And those who don't know, the satisficing is to decide and pursue a course of action that meets the minimum requirements of achieving your goal. So it's not ideal. It might be wrong in some senses of the word wrong, but you need to be able to make decisions and move forward, because we all have products that we need to get out on the market. We can't just keep them sitting in limbo. So it's rational for me to say that yes, I've tested, yes, I'm happy with the testing, yes, we've resolved all the bugs that I think we should have resolved, or the product owner thinks we should have resolved before we release. And yes, I still think there's show-stopping bugs in there somewhere, and no, I don't know where to look for them. And I'm not going to continue looking because it's a waste of our time, and I'm likely not going to find anything because I don't know where to start resolving that contradiction. I'll probably say it nicely to somebody that I don't know, but I would say something along those lines. And it's also really unfair to ask anybody in this industry, and I see it a lot in job advertisements, to assure 0 bugs in software. That is ridiculous. Not only is there no way possible for me to test something in such a way that I could find all the bugs, it is literally impossible to do. But even if I could, I couldn't demonstrate to you that I'd found it. Even if I was able to just happen to find every bug in a product, if it just turned out that I had found every bug in a product and we'd resolved them all, I wouldn't be able to demonstrate that I'd done that. I couldn't show you that that's what I had achieved in any way. There's no proof for that. Now, I do have a lot of evidence though. I've had all these observations. I've had a lot of these observations, all these tests that I've run, all these observations that I've made, all the automated checkings come back with green ticks, which is great. And so I have this growing, or if at the end, I have this large body of evidence that does suggest that there's no bugs in this software. But I still can't prove it to you. So I implore you, if you ever get the ability to write a job advertisement or somebody's job description, don't have assure 0 bugs in there somewhere. I can't tell you how many times on LinkedIn I've read that and immediately deleted the email. I don't want to work for a company that wants me to do that.
could work if you, when you advertise for your devs, you say, must write perfect software.
that would be the analogy, wouldn't it? Must write perfect software.
Must have perfect requirements.
Yeah. Must have perfect requirements, and we go back, must have perfect clients or users, and we only want users.
On Windows.
We only want users that are smart and that are nice and that we would like, rather than all the malicious idiots out there that destroy our software every day. Yes, well, in an ideal world, that would be great. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world. So I hope that what I've explained allows you to have a think about these types of issues when you're considering your testing efforts and the results of your individual tests. And I hope it allows you to move forward pragmatically as well. Thank you. Any questions? I'm happy to take questions. I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign. Okay.
It's a big topic.
It is huge. It is massive.
Well, I think what you know ahead is pragmatism at the end of the day, and based upon your testing and your evidence, and you sort of make the value of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's okay to go out. I believe that all the main parts have been tested with all the preconditions that I think are relevant or I can think of. Hey, I may have missed some stuff, but you know that's the other cause of bugs, isn't it? When you make incorrect assumptions, but hell, we're only human, so we don't do.
Yeah, and I think I should probably actually say one of the other really important things that I forgot to mention was that when you go out looking for bugs, and it's especially important for developers who also do testing because it's hard to get in this mindset, it is not looking for confirmation that something works. So if you only run the tests that are going to confirm to you that something is going to work, you're probably going to be well confirmed by the end of it, but there's probably going to be issues. So you need to go out looking for how you can demonstrate that it doesn't work. What are the tests that I could run that will allow me to show people that this doesn't work at all? That it would, if this test doesn't pass, would definitely show me that something's not working. And going out with that mindset is actually a big deal. That is really important to set out with that mindset when you get to your testing part. And I mean, TDD is great, but it's not really testing, it's more like software design. So when you get around to the testing part, once you have enough to test, you need to start thinking of, okay, I've got all the, or some of the tests at least that confirm that it at least works for some scenarios. What are the tests that I'm going to run that now going to show that it doesn't work? That's also really important. Time's actually up, so I'll let you all go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, that was great.
Thank you.